So Ten Hag is staying upon all the mouths France has made. Oh my goodness. You see, I told his fans it's hopium copium. I want them. I want them. I told him Rance is just doing
Oh
hopium
boy.
copium. He has no idea. So upon all the mouths he's been making, oh, he knows
Uh,
Ten Hag is not staying.
they are
He's
just
definitely
going to.
going.
Ineos are just going to take. They are just going to take the risk. He has one more season left in his contract. Just take the risk and let him run it out. Simple as. By the middle of the season, if you see if he's doing well, then you give him another contract. And if
We
you don't
are
see that he's
live, guys. We are live. And which is absolutely amazing. We were talking about Ten Hag and all those guys. I'm literally trying to share the link on the page on TikTok so that people can join up. And yeah, but we are live. Okay. Welcome, guys, to the Stoneavenuee Hero Show. I have Joyce with me. I have T. I have Enzo. I have Assist Master and Namarek. Everybody's here, and we're gonna have a nice time. I think this is gonna be absolutely incredible. This is day one, and from here we're gonna have day two, day three, day four. Now, I want us to focus on England today because when you want to talk about anything about Euros, it's coming home, which is absolutely which is absolutely laughable. Every time he's coming home, but he never comes home. So I want to start with Joyce. Joyce, what do you think in terms of England for these Euros? What do you think is the way forward? Can they win, and how can they win? Please tell us.
I'm going to be very controversial now, and I'm going to say that England would. I don't know if they'll be lucky to leave that group first of all, because they are underestimating the people in that group, right? I'm going to make a controversial statement by saying England will not make it out of the round of 16. That man that they call Southgate is a clueless man, right? Now, first of all, you see that team. Look at the defense England are taking into the Euros. Probably one of the worst defense in by any other big team or any other big nations there. Look at the defense. John Stones might probably be injured, so it's going to be Joe Gomez and any other person, right? So apart from the fact that you have what's his name, Walker, the midfield is still clueless. He still doesn't know a starting midfield. In attack, there's a possibility he might end up not playing Saka, and he'll play who? Cole Palmer. In attack, you have Harry Kane. Apart from Harry Kane, I can bet you that England will struggle to score goals. Now, looking back at it now, I was when Gareth Southgate dropped Rashford, I was advocating for it out of the bias of how Rashford has played for my team, Manchester United, this season, and he has been so poor. But by the time you look at the amount of goals that national team has now, you see that they are going to struggle without Harry Kane putting that ball in the back of the net. Because how many goals has Saka scored for England? How many goals has Foden scored for England? Apart from Harry Kane, who is going to put the ball at the back of the net? Nobody. The only exception is that maybe they're expecting Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham, and I'm sorry to tell you, that's a no. National team does not work that way. It does not work that way. That's just my thought on England.
So I want to really comment on that point about
Yeah,
Jude Bellingham,
yeah,
which I think in terms of how Jude Bellingham is playing right now,
yeah.
in terms of Real Madrid and everything, I think that he cannot replicate that form at the Euros.
He
That's what I
cannot.
personally. But some people feel he can replicate that form, and I want to know because to me, the most important player for England is going to be Harry Kane, right? To me, is Harry Kane. It's going
Of
to be Harry
course.
Kane. It's always Harry Kane to
Yeah.
me. Now, I want to hear from Assist Master. Assist Master, what do you think about this situation concerning England and concerning this Bellingham and Harry Kane thing?
The funny thing is that can people hear me?
Yeah, we can
Can
hear
you guys
you.
hear me? All right.
We can hear you.
As for the England situation, you know, England has always been a country that individual players has always helped them in most of their tournaments. That's why they go a bit far. You know, these meant the players that normally help them to get over the line, like Raheem Sterling and Marcus Rashford, they didn't take those two players. They didn't take them with them. So right now, to be very honest, here, Stone, without talking too much, I feel they can do something if their coach plays the right team. Players like Saka, players like Harry Kane, to me, those are the two most important players in that team. Saka and Harry Kane. As for Jude Bellingham, we all know he'll be playing close with Declan Rice in that double pivot. So he's definitely he's not going to have the same impact that he has at Real Madrid, or they might even play him as a 10, but Bellingham is not really a 10. And secondly, Southgate can't afford to go into these Euros with Premier League's player of the year and Premier League's young player of the year on the bench. They have to find a way to squeeze both of them in. And I think that might be the demise of England this Euros. I think that's what might actually like take them down. Him having to fit in those two boys into the team, Palmer and Foden, because they have to play. There's no way you can advocate for Premier League player of the year not playing the Euros. You will have to find a way to sneak those two boys inside. And I feel that's where their downfall will come, especially that their group stage. Because I think their first match is against Serbia. And if they lose that match, things can go horribly wrong. Not only for them, also with the fans. So
Yeah,
it will be a
so
situation.
so Assist Master, what you're trying to say now is that Southgate has his work cut out for him. It is a point of confusion at this point between, I
Mm-hmm,
mean, that Cole Palmer and Foden situation. If you were
mm-hmm,
England's coach, Assist Master, where would you put where would you
mm-hmm.
put it? Where would you put Palmer, and where would you put Foden? Would you start both of them, or would you say, okay, I'm going to start one, I'm going to bench one? What are you going to do if you're the England's coach?
I cannot start both of them, unfortunately. I can't start both of them. Why? Because Foden is a specialist player. He's not a player that has a certain position. He's a player that has a role for a team. Not really play as a 8. He don't have the energy to do that. He can't really play as a 10. He don't have the confidence and the aura to play as a 10. What Foden is good at doing is picking up the ball in half spaces. That's exactly how they utilize him in Manchester City. That's what makes him effective. When he picks up the ball in half spaces, it's either he makes a pass or he shoots. If I'm the coach, I'll play Palmer. Palmer is a bit more effective. Palmer can adapt a little bit. But Foden is a specialist player. You have to use Foden right for him to be effective. And I don't think Southgate will have the choice of having to bench Premier League player of the year. I don't think he can. There's no way Premier League player of the year will go to the Euros and not be playing and not be starting.
I want
He
to I
might
want to
he
really
can
cent-
he can
I want
bench
to really
Palmer.
center yeah, I want to really center on this Palmer and Foden thing, because I think this is a major problem. Palmer, Foden, then you have Saka. There's Palmer, Foden, Saka, and there's a lot of situations that can happen. You have
Saka
Kodimeno,
Saka has to
Bellingham,
play.
and all of that.
Yeah,
So Saka has to
Saka
start.
has to play. Saka has to play.
Okay. So it's between
Saka has to
Palmer.
play. There is no
Okay, you
way.
know what? Assist Master, I want to.
And
What
Foden.
is your
Saka has
what
to
is
play.
your what is your midfield for England? Give me your England midfield and your England attack. Three in the midfield, three on the attack. Let me hear you.
Me personally, my midfield three will be Declan Rice, Adam Walton, and just in front of them,
Adam
Cole
Watson
Palmer. Um, yes, Adam
and
Walton.
Cole Palmer.
The reason
Okay,
and Cole Palmer. The reason why I said Adam, I would have said Kobe Mino, but the reason why I said Adam Walton is because Adam Walton, in terms of controlling the game, things that Declan Rice is not good at doing, Walton can help him cover up. In terms of receiving the ball, progressing the ball, Rice is not really good at that. That is what Calvin Phillips used to help Rice to do in that England midfield when he used to play alongside Calvin Phillips. Rice is not really good at that. Rice is more of the destroyer. That's why I said I'll play Adam Walton. I would have said Kobe Mino, but Kobe Mino is not old enough yet. I could see him in the games, in the friendly games. He was struggling with the physicality of teams. Kobe Mano is not mature enough yet. You don't want to put him under pressure. And besides, don't forget, he's black in color. These England fans, if he makes any silly mistake, we know what we'll see in the newspaper the next day. For me, that would be my three. Except if you remove Kopama, you put Jude Bellingham. That would be my
Then
three. If you tell me
who's
my
up
own
front?
front three, my front three, I will use Anthony Gordon. He's direct. He's fast.
Gordon on the
He's a
left
winger. Yes. Saka on the right
and Kane in the
and
middle.
Harry Kane.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now I want us to move along with this because one of the major issues. By the way, if you're joining us, we're talking about England. I'm talking about the fact that Gareth Southgate is going to have his work cut out for him, especially as the England coach, and especially with Cole Palmer and Foden, and who to choose in the midfield and who to choose in the attack. And you can leave some comments in the comments. You can type some comments in the comments so I can read it out. Bossede wrote to me, hi, J Boy Pounds, how are you doing? J Boy always joins when he can join. Absolutely incredible guy that he is. So I'm going to move to Namareg. Namareg, you've heard all the things that is happening now. Cole Palmer, Foden, and then you're talking about the front three, Saka, and everything that's going on with the English squad. I mean, they have Kobe Mano, they have Adam Wharton, they have Declan Rice, they have Cole Palmer, they have Foden, they have Kane, they have all kinds of people. Olamiliko, hi, how are you doing? Now, in your view, Namareg, what do you think is the number one? What do you think is the right thing to do for Gareth Southgate in that midfield and attack? And we want to also hear your lineup for from the midfield to the attack.
First of all, I think it's very important when we talk about how England will perform in the Euros to look into the group, right? Like to see who is England opponent in the group stage. And in my opinion, England will not face a lot of challenges beside their game with Denmark, because I think Denmark is just a massive, strong team who play with a lot of fire. But I think their game with Serbia, which is the first game, it will be like a Serbian team that does not really have teeth, aside from their massive attacking force, because they have these attacking players who are basically giant in Mitrovic, or if you can, sorry, not in Vlahovic and Luka Jovic and etc. So to me, that's very important to look into the defense, because this is one of the weakest, if not, the weakest position in for England, right? I don't think John Stones can play much because he's very injury prone, and I could imagine him just being injured in the first 20 minutes of the Euros. But yeah, in the midfield, for me, I will play Rice with Kobe Mino and Jude Bellingham. I will play Phil Foden at the left, Saka to the right, and Harry Kane up front. The reason being is Phil Foden like to move a lot and come in, and he can play also as a winger, but at the same time he can also drop down, and he can also score goals and etc. And for me, it's very important to play Saka, because Saka tend to stretch the pitch, and that's you need in such competition, right? So you cannot just depend on, this is the thing, when people talk about okay, we have to play Cole Palmer at the right, I don't agree with this, because Cole Palmer always tend to come from the inside, or come to the inside when Saka is not doing this. And also one-on-one, I think Saka has higher IQ than Cole Palmer. He's more calmer on the ball because he actually have more international experience than Cole Palmer. And one season for Cole Palmer, of course, was fantastic, but that does not make him start ahead of Bukayo Saka. Because for me, Bukayo Saka is absolutely the star boy for England, and he has to start. But of course, we know Southgate, and that's the weakest, also the second weakest, or maybe the first weakest point for England is their coach and his extreme philosophy. Sometimes you don't understand if he listens to the media, or he just try to, I don't know, fit everyone, as Master just mentioned, that the fact that to be difficult for him to bench Phil Foden. And by the way, I watch England a lot, and Phil Foden is not very great for England, if I can say this. He's not the best player for England. And But to bench him after him winning the best player in the Premier League, it would be definitely a big challenge for Southgate with like his weak personality we all know, and also his poor tactical knowledge, in my opinion. But again, like for me, the biggest concern for England it will be in the centre backs who, and of course also the left back, because we still know we do still not sure if Luke Shaw will start for England or not, and if they will play Kieran Trippier, I think they just putting like they just kind of decrease their opportunities or possibilities to go further. But I will actually play Joe Gomez, because at least he's solid defensively.
Joe
And
Gomez as the right back or as the
at the
centre
left
back?
back, left back,
Left back, Joe
yeah.
Gomez. Okay.
If Luke Shaw is not ready, I would rather play Luke Shaw and not Kieran Trippier. And I will because also there is a lot of now debate in the English media about whether Trent should start in the midfield or the right back. In my opinion, if he will start, he should definitely start in the right back, because I don't think Trent has this experience to play as a midfielder. Yes, he is a very talented player. He can break a lot of defense, and he can have like fantastic passes and etc. But you still don't want to limit him in a position that he's not familiar with. So I'd rather put him on the right back, and I play Konsa and Johnny Stones if he's available. Otherwise, I think England will struggle. But definitely England will face a lot of trouble in the going after the stage after the group stage.
Okay, absolutely amazing. I mean, there's a couple of things that you said there that we have not come to start talking about. Hello, OT11. So you spoke about the fact that England, the weakest part of England is their defense. Harry Maguire has been their best defender for many years. Now he's not going to the Euros. Tomori is not going to the Euros, and all those kind of stuff. Enzo, I want to ask you, what do you think in terms of the defense, what they have right now? Do you actually think that England has a chance at these Euros? Big Dumb Best, hi. Do you think that England has a chance at these Euros in terms of just what their defense can offer, and also in terms of Gareth Southgate, and in terms of the attack?
Uh, yeah, I think they will go far. For some reason, they have this squad, and the team is very composed right now. They have the experience, they have the star boys, and I think defensively they are worst, but they have the experience, they have the chance to go far. First of
What you
all,
mean? What you mean? They have the experience and the chance to go far. Which of
let me
them?
let me tell let me
Yes.
explain this to you. Starting from the defense, from the goalkeeper, either Pickford or Arsenal goalkeeper Ramsey, they are both good. And the father, there won't be Harry Maguire this time. But I believe Konsa is still better defensively. And he is tall. That tall and height is one advantages for set piece and crossing. And I don't know who the pairing will be, but 90% assurance it should be John Stone. John Stone is experienced and is composed.
You think Stones can stand against a team that has an attack like
Let me
Portugal, like
explain this.
France?
Based on football, before defense can collapse, the midfield would be already collapsed. So if
Okay.
there is stability in the defense, in the middle, if there is stability in the middle, the defense would collapse. That's just it. And I think that midfield should be Bellingham at the 8, Declan Rice defense as the defensive midfielder, and someone creative. I don't know, maybe Eberecheze or Kopama. Because the last game they played against Iceland, what I see is that there is no creativity from the middle. There is no pass. Declan Rice won't make attacking pass, and it slow things up. I noticed 3 to 4 times. There are many times he's supposed to pass the ball to the wing. He didn't. So the creativity won't come if there is no player like Kopama in the middle. But Declan Rice and Bellingham, they are good enough to mark and to control the middle of the pitch.
So
And
so
based
you
on the
so
fact
you
that
so you think that I just want to just to be clear, you think that Eberichi Eze can bring creativity? You think Eberichi Eze should be starting for England? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying it should start, I'm not saying, I'm just trying to fix something up. But I believe Kopama should be the one to start. But because there is no way, I see no way Southgate won't want to play Foden. And Foden is not that creative. He's only good in a, let me say, fixed area of the field. He's not creative like Kopama.
Okay, I'm with you.
Kopama is more creative than Foden. But Southgate will play Foden. And that will short the attacking play of England. One. And defensively, I'm still saying this. There is enough experience. Trippier, Walker, Luke Shaw, and for the fact that there will be Declan Rice in the middle defensively. If he do his work right, the defense won't collapse. Believe me. And Bellingham is a marker. He's good in marking, and he have this work rate to do things right to mark. And I believe they will get it right. And I believe England still have this substitution that can change games defensively. They have Kobe Mino, they have Conor Gallagher. We all know those guys are good when it comes to defense attributes.
Okay, I
So
just want to I want to expand on that, but we're gonna
yeah,
because what was from here we're going back to TikTok in a few
okay,
like 20 minutes from now to continue the
no problem.
conversation. But the question I want to ask is that I want to ask T and T. I want to get your opinion on this because he's talking about Iberichi Eze or Cole Palmer. In your opinion, the way the England squad is set up right now, is it going to be? Do you think it should be Iberichi Eze or should it be Cole Palmer in that midfield? Also, what is your take on England's defense?
Quickly on the midfield, I think it should be Cole Palmer in midfield, simply because there's a very different thing between someone coming from the wing to the central positions and someone starting already in the central position. I've watched Eze a lot of him and only say Eze is a good player, but collecting the ball in those house spaces and turning is not his strength. What is his strength is beating his man and then going into those central positions. So I think all of Eze's good qualities, how direct he is, how quick he is, the close control. If you start him centrally, you're basically nullifying everything he's good at. So actually, I think you can play Saka, Palmer, and Foden. It's very simple. You play Palmer in midfield. Foden will start on the right because Foden is very good at getting the ball, coming in centrally and then affecting play. And then you can start Saka on the left because Saka is good coming inside. He's good as a touchline winger, and he's also very smart depending on what's in front of him. And then for the defense, actually, I think England have one of the worst defenses in the tournament, but you can make it work. But I don't know why Tomori is not in the squad, but you're probably going to take Konsa as well as beside him because John Stones is not the most physical centre back, so you have to put someone really strong beside him. And Konsa is very athletic, he's strong, he can hold. They are going to play Serbia in their first game. Vlahovic, we know Vlahovic, he loves to scrap his players. So putting John Stones and another weak centre back basically nullifies him. And then Joe Gomez should start at left back because Luke Shaw is still injured. He's going into this tournament injured. If he should start the tournament, he will not be at his best physically. And we already know England, they are playing teams that want to bully them. So if you put Luke Shaw that is not already fit, you're damaging yourself. Joe Gomez, if anything, he might not be good on the ball, he might not be fast, he might not have skills, but he's very physical and he's very intelligent when defending. And then you can play either Walker or Trent at right back. Personally, I'll play Arnold because he can come into midfield to support. Because actually, my midfield is going to be Rice, Bellingham, and Palmer. And then people might say Bellingham is not going to stay as a six. But then if you now have Trent as the right back, he will come into midfield too. We've seen him do it for Liverpool. eventually England were able to dominate games. The ball progression is there. You have Rice, you have Gomez, you have Konsa and Stones all sweeping up the ball. You still have those quality players like Arnold. You have players like Saka, Foden, and international football is very different from club football. Club football, they train with each other every day, 5 times a week. But international football is all about relationships. So as much as everybody might want to fit all the new guys into the team, eventually what will benefit you is playing the players that have played together before. So if you put the likes of Arnold playing together with Bellingham and Rice that he's used to playing together with, eventually later in the tournaments you can start adding the new guys like Gordon, Eze, and that's also how I feel.
Well, that's absolutely amazing. That's in-depth analysis of some matters. But I think one of the things that we have to realize is that that Southgate will not use Southgate.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you?
Okay. There's a noise. I don't know. So, like I said South, but we land. The, we're going to of talk, which was nice. 10 people here watching. Thank you guys for coming out. We're going to do it tomorrow again, but it will be a bit, yeah. So, see you guys.